Research in Luxembourg is not only done at the university. Domestically, this sector employs more than 4,000 people. In public research, most people work in one of the four big research centres, the CRP Henri Tudor, CRP Gabriel Lippmann, CRP Santé, and CEPS Instead. But let's not forget the multitude of other facilities that work in conjunction with the FNR, like for instance museums, several hospitals or libraries. With me now is Mr. Bausch, Secretary General for the FNR. Mr. Bausch, in your opinion, what kind of significance does the FNR have? Top-notch scientific research is the essence of our activities. Backing outstanding projects, ones that can withstand comparison on an international level, is important to us. In order to sustain a high level of quality, the FNR can't finance everything. How do you prioritize? From 2006 to 2007, and in collaboration with international experts and the Ministry, we carried out a so-called foresight exercise. The following fields of research were retained: innovation in services, sustainable resource management, in particular of water, development of new functional and intelligent materials and surfaces, labour market, educational requirements and social protection, identities, diversity and integration, as well as certain fields of biomedical science. Who has the final say about financing? All projects that are put forward are evaluated in writing and assessed by a panel. We also work with well-known, unbiased international experts, for instance professors from foreign universities. Based on their opinion, the FNR decides which projects will be financed. The Board of Directors and Scientific Board are backed by the FNR's Executive Office with a total of 20 employees. Furthermore, the FNR endeavours to foster and encourage collaborations with international colleagues. We now welcome Mr. Jean-Frank Wagner, the President of the FNR Scientific Board. Hello, Mr. Wagner. Maybe you could tell us a bit more about projects that came to life through FNR financing. Over the last 10 years, we have financed over 150 projects, so it's impossible for me to itemize them all. Furthermore, we have also sponsored quite a great number of smaller projects, summarized under the term accompanying measures. Since 2008, we've also been awarding grants to PhDs and postdocs. All our projects can be found on our website, fnr.lu. Could you maybe give me a few concrete examples? I would first like to mention the collaboration between CRP Santé and the University of Bergen in Norway. The project, called Norlux Neuro-Oncology Lab, has allowed Dr. Niklu, in cooperation with her Norwegian colleagues, to conduct high-profile research on brain tumours. The next project I would like to mention is from our programme Vivre demain au Luxembourg. Professor Dr. Marg from the University of Luxembourg, aided by a group of research workers, has devoted himself to sites of memory. Their goal is to define the Luxembourgish identity. This is definitely a scientific topic of great importance, firstly through its social sense, but also because of Luxembourg's cultural diversity. Finally, I would like to mention a third project which runs under TRASU, our main programme, Surface Treatment, where a diverse group of researchers, such as Dr. Mijon from CRP Gabriel Lippmann, Dr. Ruche from CRP Henri Tudor, and Dr. Sanctuary from the University of Luxembourg, are working in close cooperation with industrial partners. They are focusing on better ways to characterize the surface of certain materials in order to develop new ways of surface treatment, as for instance ultra-thin layers. We hope that this will lead to new kinds of technological applications. Research does almost certainly have a big influence on daily life in Luxembourg. Some research may appear rather theoretical, but the outcome is always useful and has an impact on our socio-economic interests. We wanted to know more, so we met with François Bilchen, Luxembourg's current Minister for Higher Education and Research.
Hello, Mr. Bilchen. Could you tell us a few words about research and its political impact?
Research is our future. 100 years ago, the wealth of our country depended on our natural resources found in the Terre Rouge, which gave growth to the iron and steel industry. Over the last 20 or 30 years, our wealth has been generated by our laws, our so-called niche de souveraineté, which helped us to evolve into a society based on service. In the future, I foresee that Luxembourg's wealth will be maximized through our intelligence, namely through research and education. With research, we will not only be able to advance the economy, but also society. You mentioned society. What impact does research have on Luxembourg society? It has a tremendous impact. Let us first turn our focus onto mankind. You can't have research without researchers. Research is dependent on our youth. Our country needs more researchers. So what must we do? Well, we have to focus on schools and mingle with young people to bring them closer to research, science and higher education. This is what we are trying to do, us meaning the FNR, with the help of these science festivals or the Verwandnet Forscher, Researcher, Why Not campaign. We need to get away from the musty image of researchers stuck in an ivory tower, poring over books, an image that couldn't be further away from the truth nowadays. Research takes place in, as referred to in Europe, the triangle of knowledge: research, higher education facilities and innovation. We are currently implementing this in a very beautiful place at Esch-Belval, which, being an extinct blast furnace site, is strongly reminiscent of past times. Esch-Belval is also home to companies, one of them a large bank, thus reminding us of modern times. So the triangle is complete, bringing together researchers, economical actors and students. So, if I've understood you correctly, you consider research a nationwide strategic issue. For this government, it certainly is a nationwide strategic issue. Research is the only thing that can bring us forward, either by keeping the economy afloat or through society. What we're talking about is research that immediately yields economic results, but we also need research that will help us analyze society. Our country has the potential to become a powerhouse of research and innovation. That's why we must not give up. We need to continue conducting research in a variety of domains, while at the same time restricting ourselves to certain axes, where we definitely have to excel. What is the National Research Fund's role in all this? The National Research Fund stands guarantor for our achievements. Research should not only be judged through how much money was invested, it should be judged by quality and long-term potential. Since its establishment 10 years ago, the National Research Fund has managed to expand research, not only in terms of quantity, but also quality. We have upgraded to a level of excellence which has brought us acknowledgement on a European scale, and the FNR has played an essential role in this evolution. That's why we still need it in the future. Minister Biltjen, thank you for drawing this conclusion. If you would like more in-depth information, please consult the following website, fnr.lu. Thank you, and bye for now, says Pet Sparts for FNR TV.